Hey guys, nice to be seeing me again. I had an interesting idea today. Oh boy, I hope that's not a famous last word. So, when it comes to retail stores, which I don't know why, but I think are infinitely better than small businesses, at least that's my opinion. But when it comes to the retail system in The Sims 4, I really wanted to create something that your Sims could go to as part of a life experience. So I thought, why not make a bridal store and baby store right next to each other? So let's get straight into that. So I am here in Magnolia Promenade. I bulldozed what was used to be right here because this building is small enough where I could put something interesting. Because I just think that's how it would be cool. So how it's going to work is there's this whole idea I have. And I want to see if possibly we can make it work. So it's going to be a lot of testing the waters to see what I can do. Let's get into it. So the bridal store, I have a very interesting way I might want to do it. I just got to approach it correctly. And for the children's store, it's obviously going to be its own kind of design as well. But how this is going to work is there's going to be an upstairs to both buildings. One will be taller than the other. But some of these floors may not be accessible to your Sims. But that's a whole story. But I'm trying to go based off typical small town American kind of businesses, like what you would see in my hometown. It is going to be a little interesting to figure out how to do this because I've never really done something like this in Sims before, like a design this interesting. But we'll see what we can do. Let's hope it comes out pretty decent, pretty nice. Now, something interesting I do plan is that the upper floors, and I learned this from The Sims 3, I'm gonna make the upper floors pretty much not much on them, or maybe even nothing on them, because nobody's gonna be living here. So one, there's no point to that. But two, it's supposed to be kind of its own private thing. You're supposed to simply bring your Sims here for business. They're not here for anything fun. I feel like this is actually pretty decent looking right now. So let's keep going and see what we can do. Next up, we are going to need columns, so let me go ahead and do that. Well, here's the hard part. I don't want to make this 2 floors because then it will look weird. I was thinking possibly shrinking it down to 2 floors, but then I think that would look weird. How have I already spent 20,000 simoleons? It's not even that expensive to build all this. All right, so the bridal store, my plan is I do want to make an upper floor. That's kind of where the more kind of clothes are. And then for the kids store, which I think I'll figure out. So floor plan is obviously going to be its own thing. We're going to need to figure things out with that, but I think we can easily do it. So let's start with the kids store and figure that out. I got the front of the windows for the store done, but it took a hot minute to find the right doors for everything. I was actually a little upset with how long that took. It's kind of hard because there wasn't a blue in the get to work pack, so it didn't help me at all. There was this blue, but the problem is, as you can see, it clashes and it wasn't right. But there, that looks more natural for this business, a little simpler, a little more makes sense, you know. There, that looks a little better. Now I think a fresh coat of paint will really help me feel better about all this. So now it's a matter of getting them a little more looking better. So give me a second to figure this out because this is gonna take a lot longer. I more want you guys to see the interior when we get there. That's my more focused thing. I will put the decorations on the inside walls too, but that may take a minute. There we go. That took a hot minute to find out the right things, but I think that looks a little better. I am gonna obviously decorate this more and make it look more natural, but now we can officially get some more windows placed and actually work on these interiors. That's kind of what my priority was. Okay, so here's what I was thinking for this department. I was thinking we can have an upstairs. I was thinking the second floor can be open. This second floor is still accessible by the store. At least that's what my thoughts are. Then we can easily put this little path along the wall back here. It's deleting all my wall. That's not. Now we have that. I can put the stairs. I don't know why I said ladder. That was weird. There. Now that the stairs are in there, I can easily sneak a bathroom back here. That was the plan. And next to the bathroom, I was thinking we put the bakery. Now, before you're a bakery and a bridal store for wedding cakes. I want to have the wedding cakes on display. I want them to be hi, we sell wedding cakes right here. There, we'll have a little half wall to be hey, we make wedding cakes back here. I feel like that'd be good. Then the cash register can be right there. Yeah, that's a pretty solid plan for the first floor. Windows is going to be a little more difficult. We'll figure that out. We always put a second entrance. I feel like that'd be a smart idea, have a second entrance at the back in case people want to come in that way. So there is a particular wall pattern I want to use. The hard part about it, every time I want to use that wall pattern, I can never find it. So give me a second. This one I think gives off a pompous vibe. but specifically, I think it gives off the right vibes for our bridal store. And then we're gonna need some pretty like elegant floors. We want this place to feel kind of fancy. So the bakery area we'll do first. That way we can have that kind of set up and ready to go. Oh, I think this gold one from Businesses and Hobbies might be perfect for this. We'll get you a nice oven. I do want to put a little like tile on this wall because this is going to be a kitchen area. Like this is clearly where baked goods are going to be made. So it's going to need to be very like clean and ready to go. We'll design that a little more later, but that will be our bakery area. I really hope the wedding cakes can actually fit in that thing. Can they? Ooh, that's a good question. Is there perhaps, well, let me check to see what Businesses and Hobbies offers, because if they have something, they probably have some shelves that actually would be very nice to have. This one can support wedding cakes a little better, I'm pretty sure, because it's a little taller, so I think it'll do a better job at that. So we are going to want some, like, I think we should have a giant display at the window that's, like, very bridal, very much. There we go, something like that, even though it's hard to see because of the blinds. Leave it to me to make a mistake like that. All right, so now it's a matter of figuring out the entire display area. Like, how do we want to do this? Well, we got ways. We can figure it out. I do want to sell bouquets, too. We're going to need some of those on display. So I'm thinking we could do something simply like this. Like a little more. I'm still figuring out, like, more on what we can add. But just give me a second. Knowing this whole system, I do have ideas. Here we go. I have some perfumes on sale. For those who are into that, I feel like that's a good idea. They may be a little floating, but we're going to have to work with that for right now. I mean, there are ways I can make that work, but you're not going to really look at that level here at this store. I don't think that's your Sims forte. There we go. Now for upstairs, it's going to be a pretty similar vibe. Ignore the lights that are just kind of floating there. So let's get like a nice skinny. Just trying to place it on the outside. I don't want to place any outside. I just want it on the inside. We can easily like throw down like 2 shelves and then put a bunch of like flowers around. Maybe one being like on sale, like, you know. Here will be our floral section. We'll put some like wedding flowers in there. I'll purchase some bouquets if I can purchase them through online. I don't know if I can. There are other packs where I could potentially get them from, but not sure if I want to do that. There we go. That's what I want. Now, here's a good question. Oh, we could put cake toppers. That's a great idea. Like, if we had on top of the case or somewhere near the case, we could have, like, a bunch of cake toppers. But I think I want the wedding cakes themselves first. I really hope we can find, like, a decent chandelier to be hanging from the ceiling. I thought those hanged a lot lower, but they're bright, so no complaints there. There we go. I think we're pretty good with this place. I think it turned out pretty nice, and it's not too crazy. The only thing, obviously, is adding more windows to the side of the building. The upstairs, like, top floor will not be accessible. It's kind of the point of this business. Here we go, a nice little sign. We can put some outdoor lights on the corners of this thing. Like, make it real nice and romantic. So now it's time for the baby store. So the baby store, I'm probably going to add a few more things to the exterior in a little bit, but the baby store is our next part. So again, the upstairs, nothing's going to be up there. We're going to more focus on the downstairs. And I will add like a changing table to our bathroom. Because let's face it, Sims are going to have children. So they're going to need to be able to do that. Like, that's important, especially if you're at a place that sells baby stuff. That could be like the little counter spot to like check out and all that. All right, so here comes the baby stuff. The baby stuff's going to be a little harder to figure out. But I got ideas. I rarely turn on this cheat because it makes my whole catalog a freaking mess. All right, I need some shelves. So we got the stuffies there. I can use some like small shelves for like some doll houses. I feel like that'd be a fun idea. Let's see here. So baby furniture, we need to make sure we get some of that. So let's get some bassinets on display. Here we go. Put them on basic designs. I gotta remember, this has to be a baby store, so all this stuff's gonna be for babies, not for, like, adult children. So we can easily add some, like, overhead shelving. Like to add some more stuff on, like some toys or any of that. Let's see what else we can get for babies. Ooh, toddlers. We could sell some toys for them. That's a good idea. The infamous high chair will be available here. It works for me just fine, so I don't know why I would be upset. Oh, you know it'd be a good idea? I could sell some night lights. That'd be a good idea for children. Let's see if we can find them. children's wallpaper to see if maybe we can find a good one to put in this store. I think that one would probably be the best because I like the little designs and markings on it. So I think it'd be a lot, you know, more kid-friendly. So we can put this hanging lights in other places too to help brighten up the place. There we go. And then all we need is like a back storage area. Well, obviously we need the bathroom. That's what I meant to say. Make it nice, brightly colored in there, so kids feel very calm and collected in when they go into that bathroom. Yeah, there we go. Now all we gotta do is just do some basic landscaping and some design choices, and we should be done here. I think we'll put a small fire escape back here, just as something to add a little detail. Because I'm trying to figure out how to improve this back area behind the buildings, and I think there are some pretty good ways we can do that. There we go. That adds a little bit more to the back of the building so it doesn't look as blank. But I made this area right here because I want to make a little secret. There is a wishing well back here. You know, in case you want your life to change. There we go. I wanted to add a secret wishing well specifically so because this is a bridal and a baby shop. So if there's one thing the wishing well can do, it's give your Sims kids. So I want to make that have a little fun. But overall, I think it turned out pretty well in the end. So I'm going to leave this here. Like, I'm going to do the whole thing, the whole end the video spiel. But I am going to give you guys a little, like, I am going to do a few things before I save it to my gallery. So thank you guys for watching. Please like this video for more videos today and subscribe to my channel if you are new. I do all kinds of content including builds, reviews, gameplay, and news here in The Sims. You can find out my gallery to find this on. It's down below. It's called garrcall, all lowercase. You'll see it's how it's spelled down there. If you want other content by me, head over to my other channel, Garrel. It's my main channel where I do all kinds of content. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you again soon. Bye!